¿Qué pasa, YouTube? How's it going, everybody? Have for you guys today the week 6 team builder of the GBA D League. Now, this will probably be going up a little late on Saturday because this is like the only day me and Abe are going to be able to do our battle. We originally had a date scheduled, some came up, then we were supposed to try and play Friday, but I had to step out in the afternoon, and now Saturday night before this actually goes up is when we're hopefully going to get this battle done. So yeah, I'm going to try and get this up before like 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern time for you guys to at least be able to watch it before the actual match goes live tomorrow. So this week we are taking on ABERFORTH, coach of the Newcastle Umbreons, I believe is his team name. I hope I didn't get that incorrectly. But this man has a very terrifying team, not gonna lie. Definitely check him out, guys. His channel link and stuff is down below. Abe is a very good player. I believe currently he is 3-2. So if he wins this match, then he will tie us for being 4-2. But if we win, I believe that we will go 5-1, right? If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 5-1. Excuse me, which will put us in a solid second overall in the rankings and stuff, and giving us a good shot to head into playoffs regardless of what happens the last couple of weeks. But either way, I do want to try and win this match. Abe, as I said, is a very good player. He has recently gotten more into Draft League from what I've seen from his YouTube, so he's definitely picking up the format. Now, Abe, there's something interesting about Abe. He's a very offensive and aggressive player from what I've seen and from what I've heard. So that's kind of how I went into this game to build this team. So down below me, you guys can see the team matchup. Now, I'm not gonna lie, his team is terrifying, man. The thing about this matchup, though, is that there's no like real specific 6 mons I think he's gonna bring. Like, honestly, 9 or 10 of his mons, or just all 11, can honestly come to this game. It's just a matter of what 6 exactly he's going to bring and how I'm going to play around the 6 that he does bring. So the top 6 are more or less what I'm expecting, but the bottom 5 have an equal or likely chance to come as the top 6, which just makes this matchup even harder. So Mamoswine, of course, is absurdly terrifying. Komodo is a Z-move mon that could be a bit of a problem to deal with late game. Superior, my all-time favorite Pokemon, could potentially sweep me late game, so really have to be careful with that. Mega Beedrill is going to be super annoying in this matchup. I 100% expect them to bring Jirachi because Jirachi has a really good matchup in this game, and it could be his main way of dealing with my Kirin Black if I do decide to bring it. Alolan Persian, I think 100% has to come, mainly because if he doesn't have Alolan Persian, then Reuniclus just kind of wins. Even if he does have the Mega Beedrill, if I get rid of Beedrill or if I have a Tangaberry or something, then yeah, between Mega Beedrill and Alolan Persian, I can definitely see both of them coming. If not, then one or the other I think will definitely come. Milk Tank is realistically his only switch into Mega Aerodactyl, but in previous games, in like P4G and in the GBA D League, my opponent hasn't necessarily brought a defensive mons to check my Mega Aerodactyl. And as I said, Abe is a very aggressive player, so I can definitely see him trying to offensively check it as opposed to defensively check it. Then Primarina has a decent enough matchup, although we do have Snorlax and Shaman, and then we have Tapu Fini too as well to an extent. So I'm a little bit iffy on whether or not Primarina will come, but if he does bring it, I definitely am going to be prepared for it. Rotom could possibly come. I'm thinking maybe like a Scarf set, although Scarf is a little bit iffy in this matchup, maybe like Cobra Berry. Emboar, I could see maybe coming because between Emboar and Komodo, they kind of deal with Snorlax accordingly, although I feel like he's not going to bring both. I feel like Komodo would be brought over Emboar if it really came down to it, and then Crobat, I believe, could possibly come, although I don't expect them to bring both Mega Beedrill and Crobat. So yeah, we'll see how that turns out. But let's go ahead and jump right into this. So, the first member of the squad that we have here is going to be Zizaro, the Mega Aerodactyl. I actually want to give a quick, huge shouts out to the front office homies and the Bullet Punch Club homies. Mainly my boy Aki VGC. Definitely check him out, guys. He is a great Draft League player, AKKI VGC. Definitely check him out. Very, very good player, and who mainly helped me build for this week. And thanks again to everybody else in the Bullet Punch Club, and thanks to Maddie and Uzi for giving the team a final look over. So yeah, we have Mega Aerodactyl here. The great thing about Mega Aerodactyl in this matchup is that this basically just deals with both Beedrill and with the Crobat. So we aren't running quite enough speed to outspeed max speed Beedrill, but he should only be running enough speed to reach about 191 or 192 speed, which is able to outspeed Greninja, which Greninja to his team is a huge offensive pressure mon. I don't know what I'm trying to say here, but yeah, definitely that's why I expect Crobat or Beedrill. I don't expect both, but mainly the Beedrill. Either way though, Pursuit does have a good chance to knock out Beedrill from full HP, or if it's after rocks on the switch out, I knock him out either way. Then we can also Pursuit Trap Crobat. I think we do about like almost 50-ish% to Crobat, which is excellent. We could also potentially Pursuit Trap a non-scarfed Rotom or a Jirachi even, or just pop a potential Cobra Berry on Jirachi. Stone Edge and Aerial Ace are really there for our stab moves that basically hit everything on his team for neutral or super effective damage. Roost is excellent because this will give my Aerodactyl some longevity, and if he does have priority like Ice Shard on Mamoswine, potentially Aqua Jet on Primarina, or Sucker Punch on Emboar, I can Roost up and get out of range of where the first two will knock me out, and then I can play around Sucker Punch by going for the Roost and then going from there for like an Aerial Ace or something. So yeah, Mega Aerodactyl is a really hard Pokemon for him to switch into, and the main role of Aerodactyl on this team is to just Pursuit Trap things and weaken things for our main win condition. So moving on down to our second member, we have probably one of the best sets on this team, and probably like this is honestly like top 5 sets I think I've ever been most excited to use, right under Bulky Raichu. But we have Choice Banded Adamant Kirin Black. I'll say that again so you can let it sink in. Choice Banded Adamant Kirin Black. This is a base 170 attack with a plus attack nature and a Choice Band slapped onto it. Outrage from Kirin Black can 2-hit KO max HP non-defense invested Jirachi, and even if he does have a little bit of defense if he's on Jirachi, it's still a roll to knock him out. So yeah, that's actually kind of insane. Jirachi is going to be a big issue in this battle, and I definitely have to be able to guarantee getting off one huge hit on it. Fusion Bolt is nice for coverage along with Dragon Claw in case I don't want to lock myself into Outrage. Return is actually really nice in this matchup because Return outside of Jirachi, Milk Tank, and Rotom, Return does about minimum to 50-55% to literally everything else except for those 3 Pokemon. So if I'm in a scenario where, let's say, he's got Mamoswine, he's got like almost dead Jirachi and a Primarina, I can just lock myself into Return, and on the switch in Jirachi, it's still going to be taking a combo of like 40 to 50-ish% I believe from 2 Adamant Choice Banded Returns if we are faster than him. I do expect them to bring more of like a bulky-ish support set. I know Abe is a very offensive player, but a max HP Jirachi just makes a lot of sense going into this battle, so I definitely do expect that. Outrage is also really nice to lock myself into if he doesn't bring Primarina, because I literally just nuke some, like Kirin Black, I'm 99% sure is going to get at least 1 kill or 2 or 3 at the most. Like, I'm very confident in that. And then Kirin Black has just really good natural all-around bulk, so I can definitely chew 1 hit from anything that is not the Komodo or Primarina that's going for Moonblast, I'm pretty sure. We have enough speed to outspeed a Jolly Mamoswine and Adamant Komodo. Unfortunately though, Jolly or Timid Komodo does outspeed us, but I'm not entirely too concerned about Komodo with this team unless it gets late game and things get a little bit sketchy. But for the most part, I'm really excited for Kirin Black to kind of just come in and click a move and things just die, hopefully. So next off, we have, of course, Greninja, aka Eddie Guerrero. Rest in peace, Eddie. And as I mentioned earlier, Greninja is just such a huge offensive threat for him to deal with. Sorry that I feel like I'm going through this very fast, like I'm supposed to play Abe in like 10 minutes, and I was like, I'm gonna try and do this right before and just... Yeah, but Greninja is a great offensive threat in this matchup because look at his team, look at this moveset. Nothing switches in. Like, there's literally nothing on his team that can comfortably switch in to Greninja. This is why I'm very positive he needs to absolutely bring Beedrill or Crobat so they can force me out. Now, I was suggested a potential Scarf set, but I don't want to go Scarf Greninja because if I'm locked into the incorrect move, something comes in and just freely sets up. At least by having the Expert Belt, I can maybe bluff that I'm choiced in some type of way. Gunk Shot actually does about like 80 to like 90%, I believe, to Primarina, depending on his EV spread. Dark Pulse and Hydro Pump along with Ice Beam just hit everything else for neutral or super effective damage. I would have absolutely loved to have spikes on this set, but just I honestly feel like I need these 4 offensive moves as opposed to having access to spikes, because if I don't have one of these moves, then I'm walled by something that could potentially set up on me, and I don't want that to happen. So Greninja can definitely come in here and apply a lot of pressure. We are running enough speed to outspeed a Alolan Persian, if I'm not mistaken, because we don't outspeed Crobat and we don't outspeed Beedrill anyways. So next off, we have what the entire team is centered around, and that is going to be Trick Room Reuniclus. Shouts out to my boy Aki VGC for convincing me to put this on the team, because at team preview or like team matchup, I could tell that Trick Room Reuniclus was really good, but I didn't originally have it on a previous version of the team. But late game, Reuniclus honestly just comes in, and when I click Trick Room, if things are like around 70 to 80-ish%, I just basically win with Reuniclus. The main thing about this matchup though is that I need to at least get off about 50% damage on the Jirachi and ensure that I get on my Stealth Rocks, because after Rocks chip and Jirachi being at 50%, again Reuniclus just kind of KOs everything. The HP and defensive E's just allow me to take physical hits slightly better. I think physical hits do about like 3 or 4% less with this EV spread. Although maybe I could change them around. I don't know. I may check it later or just leave it like this. But 252 to 244 doesn't really change anything. Actually, couldn't I just go? Hold on. No, okay. I'm losing my mind. No, but yeah, just having 244 with Quiet Nature Max Special Attack still just allows it to do as much damage as it possibly can. If I remember correctly, it doesn't change any damage rolls or anything really significant. So yeah, I definitely hope Reuniclus can come in here late game and potentially win. Next off, we have Alexa Bliss, the Tapu Fini, just rocking a nice defensive set with the Kabaya Berry. The main reason I have the Kabaya Berry is not for the Beedrill, it is actually for the Komodo, because with Komodo being one of his Z move Pokemon, if he turns out to be Dragon Dance with the Acidic Downpour, late game, that can actually straight Oko Tapu Fini at +1, but with the Kabaya Berry, it does not. So Fini is kind of my failsafe for Komodo, so I can bring this in after Komodo gets a potential KO, then I just straight Oko him with the Moonblast. Nature's Madness is just, honestly, outside of Moonblast, everything else is just kind of a filler move, because from what I've thought about, I don't really think I'm going to be using Fini too much else. I guess Surf is also just really nice to hit the Mamoswine with. Surf can also potentially hit the Emboar. Moonblast hits everything else. I guess Surf can also hit the Jirachi, but I want to mainly Nature's Madness that so I can get off the initial 50% of HP that I need to get off of it. And then Haze is just really nice if he does have something like Calm Mind Jirachi. This way I can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. I can stop Calm Mind Jirachi from potentially sweeping late game, because Calm Mind Jirachi is actually kind of scary in this matchup if he does want to go down that route. But if he does go down that route, that just means that Kirin Black is going to be doing significantly more damage to the Jirachi and probably just more damage to his team overall. So yeah, Fini is just a very defensive pivot mon in this matchup. And then finally off, we have William the Bronzong. Now, Stealth Rocks are going to be absolutely huge in this battle. I originally had the Cobra Berry, but the thing about this matchup is that he can easily lead something like Crobat or like a Alolan Persian and just taunt me turn 1 to try and stop me from getting up my rocks. At least by having the Mental Herb, I can go ahead, get up my rocks turn 1, and then go from there. Trick Room is going to be really nice so I can help set up Reuniclus to potentially come in and win late game. Trick Room is also going to be really nice if he doesn't have Pokemon that are slower than my Kirin Black. So let's say I got rid of every a potential slower Mon than my Kirin Black, I can set up Trick Room with my Bronzong, and then I have Kirin Black, Adamant Choice Banded in Trick Room that just comes in and nukes his entire team. So that's really good in theory. Earthquake is, of course, to be able to get off that huge hit on Jirachi or just be able to chip down Jirachi in general. Psychic is a really good stab move going into this battle. I didn't want to have something like Flash Cannon or Gyro Ball because Psychic does more to the Komodo. It also is able to hit the Crobat, the Beedrill, and the Emboar on a potential switch-in. Although I would like to have maybe a third offensive move on the set, I feel like Trick Room is definitely going to come in handy in certain scenarios. So yeah, guys, that is the quick run through of the team. Let me know what y'all think about this matchup in the comment section below. And with that being said, I will see you all tomorrow with the actual battle. So later, everybody.
Cause my brain and heart are both tied in a knot, and this hinders me from crying a lot. This causing me to show no emotion. But when I said I cared, I wasn't joking. But I guess it's too late for me to become broken. For now, I'm living with no more pain, tears of hoping. I'm just coasting. Yeah, I said I'm coasting. No more pain, tears, and hoping. For real.